students, welcome in primeeducare and complete institution for JEE and NEET. Yes, myself Dr. Neeta Sharma, I am your biology educator. Yes, you are in my biology class. So today we discuss a chapter which is diversity in the living world. Yes, today we discuss about what is living, and we have to differentiate between living and non-living. So now there are some imperative characters. Yes, living beings, living organisms show imperative characters like growth, reproduction, ability to sense and response, and immediate response. These all unique feature belongs to living organism. Okay, so you know that these character only define living, not in non-living. Yes, but I have to tell you that non-living and living really very important differentiation, that you have to know that living are those organisms which contain growth character, reproduction, sense, response, metabolism and cellular activities are made up of cells. Okay, clear? Now you have to think very deeply that non-living show these character or not. Yes, you have to think today. Is growth is non-living also? This character belongs to non-living also or not? You have to think. Is reproduction is non-living character or not? Sense, response, metabolism, cellular activities are made up of cell are characters of non-living also or not? Ma'am, that is not non-living character. But today, yes, today in our advanced classes, we have to tell you that there is some characters which also present in living and non-living also. Yes, there is some similarity between some characters, not all, some characters which contain by living and non-living also. Yes. So I want to tell you that character, but you have to first write growth, reproduction, sense, metabolism, self-organize and mortality. All these characters are living characters. Yes, and we have to find it out that these characters belong to non-living or not. First of all, growth. Is growth is living character, true living character, defining character? Wait. First of all, you know what is growth? Growth means increase in mass or number of cells. Yes, if cell is dividing, you think that it is growing. Yes. If mass is increasing, you know that growth is increasing. Yes, definitely. But here, I have to tell you, this character belongs to living. All living organisms show growth, compulsorily. But today, I am talking about non-living also. Non-living like mountains, sand, mounds, boulders. Think properly. Mountain also grow, sand mounds also grow, boulders also grow. Yes, stones grow, but how? That is the important question. How? Yes, we have to find it out. If mountain is growing, how? First of all, you have to draw this diagram. Okay, this is like mountain. For example, there is a addition of a substance or a material from outside. Yes, there is a addition of a substance from outside. So here accumulation of a material from outside, so means mountain is growing. Mountain surface is growing. Yes, definitely. So Now it is possible. Growth is also a character of non-living. Yes, that's what I'm saying in my advanced classes. Sand mounds, boulders also grow like this. Accumulation of a material which makes addition, addition makes growth. That is a topic of non-living which I am discussing here first time. So growth is not a true living character of a living organisms. Yes, I am cancelling it because first of all, in my first slide I have already said I am just searching that character, that true character of living organism which only shown in growth or a living organism. Okay, if I am talking about growth, it contain in all living organisms but not contain in non-living. Here non-living also showing growth character, so I am cancelling it. Cancel. So growth is not a true character, students. Not a true character, not a defining character. Now second, reproduction. Very easy. What is reproduction? Okay, definition of a reproduction is it is a biological process from which parent give birth to offspring. Yes, definitely it is a biological process in which parent give birth to offspring. First of all living organisms show this character. Yes, ma'am. And non-living organisms show this character? No, ma'am. First of all, please silent. Reproduction not show in non-living. Yes, definitely. This is true. My pen, I'm holding this pen, not multiply. Okay. I have this desktop, not multiply. I have many non-living things which doesn't multiply, not grow, not reproduce. Definitely. But I have to tell you that you have to comparison this character between living and non-living. And if living contain this character, all living should contain these characters. Okay, not a single living organism doesn't have this character, so I can cancel it out. Reproduction doesn't show okay, doesn't show in non-living, but yes, but in all living, reproduction not occur. Yes, students, not occur. Because I am giving you some example which doesn't have a child. First of all, some human couples. Okay, mule is a hybrid breed which is done by donkey and mare crossing. You know, mule. Worker bees, yes, honeybees like worker bees, mule, and some human couples doesn't contain child in future. Okay, so cancel it out. Yes, cancelling. Reproduction is not a true character of a living beings because all living beings doesn't contain reproduction, that character. Okay, finally, cross. So growth and reproduction is not a true living characters. They are characters of living beings but not true living characters, not a defining characters, because first of all, reproduction not in all living, growth also in non-living. So we doesn't want that type of characters. Now sense, metabolism, self-organized, mortality. These characters are seriously happening only in living organisms. Yes, students, because if you think sense means whatever happening surrounding you, you have a sense. You respond. Yes, definitely you respond. First of all, if anyone passes in front of me, I just know that he passed or she passed. Okay. Second, raining, wind is coming or blowing, heat, etc., temperature, all these factors have your body contact. Okay. These all characters make you feel. Yes, you have a sense, you feel, you response. If temperature is high, you are sweating. If temperature is low, you are shivering. Why? Because you have sense. You sense temperature and you are responding. That is what I am telling. All living organisms show this character, means sense. Okay, and you response. But non-living doesn't show this character, because if I hit this pen, not responding, no have sense. Okay. Now, for example, exception is always there. Comma person. I am talking about a comma person, that a comma person on a bed lying, his body is not responding. That's why he's in coma. He or she is in coma. Now, my first question is that, is seriously he is not responding? Completely not responding? No, ma'am. My answer is no. Doctor giving him a drugs, medicines. He is responding. His body is responding. His or her body is sense to that drugs and response. Okay. So clear, exception is comma person. Comma person also responds to drugs. Now, metabolism, all you know what is metabolism. If you clearly study in your lower classes, you know digestion, respiration, excretion, circulation, all this happening in your body. These are chemical reactions in your cell. These all activities are known as metabolism. Yes, all living show this metabolism, because if you're talking about an amoeba, a single cell unicellular organism, amoeba show digestion, show respiration, show circulation, show excretion. Single cell also responding, and your body also responding to that activities, that enzyme activities. So that means we all are living. Yes, definitely we are living. Okay, so metabolism activity is a true living character. Now, my second question, non-living also show metabolism? No, because this span not digestion, not show respiration, not excretion, not circulation. So this metabolism activity is nil in it. Now, self-organize. What do you mean by self-organize? Self-organize means self-consciousness. Yes, students, self-consciousness, which is very, very important. Your awareness. Yes, your awareness. What is awareness? You are aware of everything. What is happening in your surrounding. Okay? Human is the best self-organized person, very conscious. Anybody talking in that room, you can listen. Yeah. Or anybody cross from your side, you don't see, but your imagination, yeah, somebody is coming or going, yeah, fine. So that is means self-consciousness or awareness, what is happening in your surrounding. You are not dumb. Okay, so self-organization is happening in only living organisms, and all living organisms show this character, but non-living doesn't show this characters. Okay, students, so got it. My three ticks, these all are true living characters. Yes. And now my last, mortality. Mortality means, what do you mean by mortality? We are made up of cells. We are living. We give birth. So all this character belongs to cell. Okay, my body is made up of cell, your body is made up of cell, we are living. No cell. Okay, non-living. So that means mortality also a character of only living. Even we say amoeba, a single cell organism, contains cell, or we are multicellular organisms, we also contain cells. Yes, definitely, students. So mortality is a very perfect character of a living, true definite character of a living, but non-living doesn't contain it. Okay, so got it. I have four ticks. Sense, response, one, then metabolism, then mortality, then self-organized. All these characters belongs to living organisms only, doesn't contain in non-living. Okay, these are all true defining characters which only present in living and in all living organisms but doesn't present in non-living organisms. Okay students, so now you clear very that what is living and what is non-living. Okay, now fine. Okay, now my next topic is diversity in the living world, means biodiversity. Yes, very important topic. Biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Whatever you see surround you, many trees, many herbs, shrubs, many types of animals. Types, I am saying about types. Okay, so all these types and total types, all these are biodiversity. What we call it? Biodiversity. Biodiversity refers to total number and types of organisms found on earth. Yes, earth contain many types of organisms, so these all are known as biodiversity. So now I want to tell you one thing, like lake diversity, pond diversity, terrestrial diversity, grassland diversity. These all type of diversity have different types of animal and plants. Yes, because if you think about lake, lake doesn't contain tree. Yes, if you talk about terrestrial area, you know that there is a tree. Okay, there is a differentiation between. If you think, you think a lot. Okay, so lots of things brings a very good answers. So students, now you clear what is biodiversity. Now I am forwarding this topic biodiversity. um, First of all, I want to give one example. If you meet some unknown person, what you do first? Okay, tell me your answer. What is the reaction? Say hi, hello, that's cool? Not. You firstly identify that person. Yes, externally or internally. Okay, externally or internally, you identify that person. Then you secondly said that what is your name? You ask your that name. Then you classify that. Who is your friend? Who is your that? So that all these things which is done by yourself, okay, in front of you, this is the same process which is happening in organisms also. Yes, in research, in science, a scientific method is done that if an unknown organism is in front of you, yes, that unknown organism is identified by you firstly by external looks or internal dissections. Okay, so I am studying classification. Okay, what is classification? Firstly, to classify any organism, you have to find it out what is in front of you. You have to identify. So my first process is identification of an organism. ठीक है? Now my second topic is types of identification. First is external and second is internal. External, by external looks, like if unknown organism is in front of you, you have to identify what is the color, what is the length, what is the texture of a skin, what is the spots. Okay, fine. Now internal, by dissection, which type of digestive system it contains, respiratory organ, excretory organ, sensory organ, all these types of things you have to list it out. Then you identify half things, then you remember that, oh, this also contain in fishes or in reptiles or in human or in amphibians, etc. So first work is that you have to identify that unknown organism. Okay, then you have to give that name. because that unidentified organism is not named. Name done by you only, because you are a scientist, you are a researcher, you find it out at first. So that unknown organism gave you a very good classification that I am like that, I am like that, I am like that. So internal or external looks, after that you have to provide her a name. Okay. First of all, naming of an organism is known as nomenclature. Yes, nomenclature is a very important topic, which means naming of that organism. The process of rendering scientific name to organisms. Naming, but what type of naming? Not a local name or an English name. It like a scientific name. Yes, scientific name. Give it a scientific name which is introduced in whole world like a same. Okay, scientific name doesn't change. Local name change in each and other countries. English name changes because in India, America, England, London, you know English. Okay, but like other countries doesn't know English, they have separate names. Okay, so now you have to clear whatever you found, you gave scientific name. Scientific name always show in whole world same. Okay, so ICBN and ICZN. Yes, International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, International Code of Zoological Nomenclature, BNZ, Botanical and Zoological Nomenclature. Plants and animals. Yes, if you find any new plant, ICBN rule. If you find any animal new, ICZN rules follow. Okay, you have to follow ICBN and ICZN rules. There are some rules and regulation to give a name, scientific name, have some patterns. Okay, so first of all, pattern number 1, you have to think these rules, you have to study these rules, but before studying these rules, we have to talk about a very, very, very great scientist. Yes, Carolus Linnaeus. Yes, naming culture is done by Carolus Linnaeus. Yes, in science, what a scientist. Carolus Linnaeus, he gave you a binomial nomenclature. Yes, he gave you binomial nomenclature, which means two naming system. Yes, two naming system in which scientific name contain two names. First name is generic and second name is specific epithet. Okay, clear students? So all the organisms which contain scientific name, they have binomial nomenclature in which first name is generic or genus, second name is specific or species. Okay, clear students? So now I am just reading out like from here. The scientific name has two segments. I already tell you, the generic name and specific epithet. This arrangement of providing name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. Yes, two naming system, students, given by Carolus Linnaeus. Yes, Carolus Linnaeus is very, very good scientist. For example, Homo sapiens. You know Homo sapiens? Scientific name of a human. Yes, first name is Homo, it means generic. Second name is sapiens, it means specific epithet, it means species. Okay, Homo is generic name and sapiens is specific epithet. So clear students, two naming process. Now there is a need to standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name in the whole world. That is known as nomenclature or a scientific naming. Because there is nothing change in scientific name. In here in India, if you talk about Panthera leo, China, same Panthera leo, it means lion. Okay, got it. So now this is known as binomial nomenclature given by Carolus Linnaeus. Now we talk about rules. Rules and regulation, very important. First of all, if you want name, scientific name, two steps. First generic, second specific name. Yes, contain this. First rule we have already done. Now express, you have to write. Okay, I have to write Homo sapiens. Okay, so first Homo underline, second sapiens underline. Underline because there is a rule. If you are writing scientific name, underline genus, underline species name. Okay, separately. Now if you type or print that scientific name, it should be in italics. Yes, it should be in italics. And now from where this word come? Homo, Panthera, Leo, Sapiens. From where these words come? These words come from Latin language. Yes, this is known as a dead language which doesn't have any changes. Okay, so Latin language is a very old language or a dead language. It is also known as Latinized. So all these terms, all these scientific name are collected from this language, Latin language. This is the rule number 3. Now rule number 4, always write first letter. First letter in capital. Yes, generic name or a genus name, you have to write first alphabet in a capital. Then species name, you have to write small letter. Okay, L in small. Okay, so Panthera leo is known as a lion, scientific name. Here I write generic, first alphabet capital, and here I write Leo, first alphabet in small letter, students. So now my rule number last. My rule, first word denoting the genus, capital letter, specific epithet with small letter. All these examples are known as example Mangifera indica. Here is a scientific name of a mango, M capital, I small, underline or in printed italics. Okay, so all this rule belongs to a nomenclature, and we talk very important topics here. Today we discuss many things. Now revise it out. Okay, first of all, chapter diversity in the living world. Second, what is living world and what is the differentiate between living and non-living. Now if I talk, okay, here is a slide, one question. Okay, one question. First of all, my question is that living organism growth internal or external? Within the cell, internal. And my second question is non-living growth by, yes, accumulation of a substances from outside, yes, externally. So there is a differentiation between. Okay, now these are the characters of a living beings, but some things are not a true defining characters of living. Growth and reproduction are not true living characters. Okay, clear, students? Now what is nomenclature, what is biodiversity? Now nomenclature rules. So we done all these topics very deeply, very playfully, very happily. If you have any problems, then you can discuss with me. Okay, all students, now if you like that video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you, students. Meet you again. Bye.